Hi again, everybody. This is the follow-up of the first video you saw, and we are still dealing with revising pronunciation. So this is part number 2. So let's remind us of the 6 activities we saw in the first video: the pronunciation of the final ED, the pronunciation of the final S, and how to count syllables. I hope you did not forget them. Today we are going to deal with the 3 last: stress syllables, silent letter, and pairs that rhyme. Good. As I said in part number 1, we are going to work with what you hear and not what you see. So let's start with stress. What is stress? Fortunately, this exists in Arabic, so it should be easy for you to understand it. Stress occurs when a syllable is pronounced louder and longer than the other syllable or syllables. It depends if it is a 2-syllable or more than 2-syllable word. So let's consider these 6 words, and I would like you to tell me if they have the same number of syllables. Here I'm going to check if you remember what we said previously or not. Yes, they all are 2-syllable words. Now I would like you to listen and identify the stressed syllable. Remember, it's a syllable I'm going to pronounce louder and longer than the other. You ready? Student. Student. Happy. Happy. Explain. Explain. Action. Action. Arrive. Arrive. Honest. Honest. So to mark the stress syllable, I used capital letters in red. So which syllable do you think is stressed in the word student? Good. Student. Happy. Explain. Action. Arrive. Honest. Good. Let's see now how to classify them in the table. Is the stress on the first syllable or on the second syllable? As I have to remind you, we are working with 2-syllable words for the time being. So for student, the stress is on the first syllable. Happy, also on the first syllable. Explain, on the second syllable. Action, on the first syllable. Arrive, on the second syllable. And honest, on the first syllable. Good. The question is, What makes the stressed syllable different? So all of them have two syllables, but they are different. And that difference is in the type of the word. We have verbs, we have nouns, and we have adjectives. Student and action are nouns. Happy and honest are adjectives. Explain and arrive are verbs. So we have to deduce the rule from what we dealt with. Rule number one, most of, and I focus on most of, not all of. Most of the two-syllable nouns and adjectives are stressed on the first syllable. Rule number two, most of the two-syllable verbs are stressed on the second syllable. This lesson, if you remember, you saw it in first year and second year, so this is just a reminder for you. Let's see now the 5 words I suggest. Of course, you can see that there are no more two-syllable words. And this is what I would like you to do, divide the words into syllables. You ready? Good. So let's see. Economy, 4 syllables. Economic, 4 syllables. Economist, 4 syllables. Economical, 5 syllables. And economize, 4 syllables. So now I'm going to read these words, but with stress. So pay attention and try to identify the stressed syllable. Economy, economy, economic, economic, economist, economist, economical, economical, economize, economize. Right. Is it the same stress for the 5 words? I hope you said no. I said economy. So the stress is on co. But I said economic. Stress is on no. I said economist. I said economical and economize. So you see the stress change, what we call shift from one syllable to another syllable. And you see that it is nearly the same word. So this is the question, what makes the stressed syllable different? What makes the stressed syllable shift? It is the same word, yes, but with different suffixes. Why? Ich, ist, all, and eyes. And the suffix has an influence on the place of the stress in a word. So to identify the stress, we are going to work with the suffix. So let's start with economic. We have the suffix "ic" and look at the place of the stress. Notice that it is just before the suffix, economic. Now, if you go to economy, it is not no, but it is no. So, two syllables before the suffix. So you see the difference? When we have suffix "ic", the stress is before the suffix. When we have "y", the stress is two syllables before. Is now, is it one before or two before? Very good, two before. With the suffix "all", two syllables before, and with the suffix "eyes", the same, two syllables before. So you see, to find the stress, we start from the end of the word and we go back till we find the stress. It can be one before, it can be two syllables before. Words ending in suffix "ic" are stressed on the syllable before the suffix, what we call the last syllable but one. Words ending in suffix "y", "ist", "all", "eyes" are stressed on two syllables before the suffix, I mean the last syllable but two. Of course, this rule is not complete, and we will complete it later on. So now for your back paper, you will not be asked to underline the stressed syllable, but to classify the words according to the stressed syllable. So here we have to count. Economy, where is the stress? On the first syllable, no. And by the way, you can see that for all the words, there is no stress on the first syllable. So it will be either the second syllable or the third syllable. But we have to count from the beginning of the word, not from the end. So economy, where is the stress? On the second syllable. Economic, on the third syllable. Economist, on the second syllable. Economical, on the third syllable, and economize on the second syllable. So let's see now the general rule as far as word stress is concerned. So we have seen this rule together. Most of the two-syllable nouns and adjectives are stressed on the first syllable. Most of the two-syllable verbs are stressed on their second syllable. Words ending in suffix "ic", we have seen just "ic". I added others. Ix, shin with T or S, yin, yol, yint, are stressed on the syllable before the suffix. Words ending in suffix C, T, G, Fi, all, eight, ist, eyes with Z or with S are stressed on two syllables before the suffix. Compound Some nouns now we did not speak about are stressed on the first part. For example, newspaper. Newspaper is a compound noun, that is to say, a noun formed with two independent nouns. Crossword, textbook, earthquake. So you see here, the stress is on the first syllable when the compound word is a noun. When the compound word is a verb, the stress is on the second part. Understand, overact, become. So this is the rule also you have to learn by heart to deal with word stress. Let's practice now. I gave you here 14 words to classify according to their stressed syllable. Is it on the first syllable? Is it on the second syllable? Or is it on the third syllable? Let's say 10 minutes, and we meet for the correction. Do your best. Tip now to deal with the activity. Before trying to find the stress, I would like you to divide the words into syllables, as it is here. Right. This is the first step you should follow. So before we move to tip number 2, I would like you to see if you divided the words as I did. Okay, good. Second step, identify the type of word. Is it a noun, a verb, or an adjective? If it is a two-syllable word, the suffix if it is more than 2 syllables. Education, we have suffix tion, so see if we the stress is on the syllable before or 2 syllables before. Equal, is it a noun, a verb, or an adjective? The same for students or arrange. Property, suffix t. Legacy, suffix c. Democratic, suffix ic. Technology, suffix g. So is it but 1 or but 2? Suffix all, logical. Suffix ate for certificate. Tion for action. Yol for beneficial. So pay attention, there's a difference between all and yol. Fi and classroom, is it a noun, a verb, or an adjective? So now that you dealt with the 2 pieces of advice, that is to say, divide the words into syllables and identify the type of word or the suffix, let's see the correction. Education. Yeah, it's the syllable before tion, so let's count. It is not on the first syllable, it is not on the second, but it is on the third syllable. Equal. It's an adjective. And we said that most of the two-syllable adjectives are stressed on the first syllable, so we're going to put it in this column. Students is a noun, so the stress is on the first syllable. We put it in the same column. Arrange is a two-syllable verb, so range is stressed. And you can say that it is on the second syllable. Property, we have the suffix T. So is the stress on the syllable just before? No. To before property. So the stress is on the first syllable. Legacy. Legacy. See? So stress is on two syllables before, it's on the first syllable. Democratic, suffix ic, here the stress is on the syllable just before, so tra. And we count where the stress is. It is not on the first, it is not on the second, it is on the third syllable. Technology, technology. Good. So where is the stress here? Very good. Second syllable. Logical, suffix all, two syllables before, so here it is on the first syllable. Certificate, with suffix 8, it's two before, so it's T, and it is also on the second syllable. Action, it's a two-syllable noun, so the stress is on the first syllable. Beneficial, beneficial, the stress is on the syllable just before the suffix. Let's count, not number 1, not number 2, but number 3, so third syllable. Philosophy, philosophy, low, and it is on the second syllable. Classroom, a two-syllable noun, so the stress is on the first part, since classroom is a compound noun. Let's move now to silent letters. The task here is to cycle or write the silent letter in each of the following words. So as usual, 12 words for the back paper, you're given 4 to 6 words. So read these words and try to identify the silent letter. I give you, let's say, 5 minutes. Okay, you ready? So listen and check your answers. Foreign, foreign. Which letter didn't you hear? Good. G, for rain. So G is a silent letter. Handsome, handsome. Good. D is a silent letter. Fight, fight. GH are the silent letters. And by the way, the only one where we have 2 letters. For the others, it will be only one letter. Honesty. Honesty. The initial H is silent. No. No. The initial K is silent. Half. Half. L is silent. Column. Column. N is silent. Psychologist. Psychologist. E is silent. Island. Island. S is silent. Listen. Listen. E is silent. Wrong. Wrong. W is silent. And build. Build. U is silent. So to help you, I'm not going to read it, but here's a general rule as far as silent letters is concerned. But the best way is to practice, is to listen to English, is to use English. And when I say listen to English, you can listen to songs. It can help you identify the silent letters. Pronunciation of final S, pronunciation of final ED, and stress. Last activity we're going to revise all together is matching pairs that rhyme. And as usual, we have to identify what a rhyme is. It is the repetition of the same sound at the end of words. And this technique is used particularly in poetry. Let's see examples. Success rhymes with progress. They end with the same sounds. School rhymes with cool. Dream rhymes with supreme. And you see, they can be written differently, but pronounced the same. Dream, supreme. Exam rhymes with program. Good, so what you will be given for your back paper? Match pairs that rhyme. This is an activity I took from the bucket paper 2008. So you're given a table, A with 4 words, B with 4 other words, and you have to match pairs that rhyme. I'm not going to give you 10 minutes, let's say 1 minute is fair enough for this activity. Okay, I'm sure you did it in 30 seconds. Services. What's the rhyme for services? Good. Practices. Rise rhymes with wise. Excellent. Effective. Responsive. And of course, damage with package. Let's practice with another one, but with a piece of advice. Please, for your back paper, the way you answer is also important. It is as important as the answer itself. Whenever you have to match pairs that rhyme, to match words with synonyms or opposites or definition, please avoid using arrows. they can confuse teachers who are going to correct your papers. You'd better use a table. You see, it's not so clear. You better use a table like this. And this example was taken from back in 2017. Right, I hope you enjoyed yourself. This is the end of the second part. We revised altogether the 6 activities dealing with pronunciation, and I hope you benefited from it. Best of luck. See you in another video.
شكرا على المشاهدة. لا تنسوا الاشتراك في القناة، الضغط على الجرس، الإعجاب بالفيديو.